guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome back to the InuYasha V-Logs. And today we are on episode 129. I can't even pronounce it. I'm still using that as an S. I am filming simultaneously that I did with the last arc. It is a filler episode today. We're looking at CHOKYUKAI and the Abandoned Bride, I think it's called. It is a filler episode, but again, it's a fun filler episode. And what to go through in terms of the plot this time around? Well, obviously there are village brides being sacrificed to another demon, so we're doing one of these type of episodes again where, you know, the local village sacrificing people to a false god who turns out to be a demon. And it turns out to be a pig. Like a wild boar, but it is a pig. And on top of that, he's using them to basically be his bride and or bear his children. Ugh, yuck. This is not the origin of Miss Piggy I want to know about. But to the point, he's got a crown or a tiara that he puts over the women's head and hypnotizes them to be his servants. But the reason why the pig has been unleashed on the world is because of Naraku's plague of demons that left Mount Hakurai. Ever since Mount Hakurai collapsed, of course there's going to be demons scattered throughout the land, so they have to basically just kill them all before they start wiping out more people. Now, while that's happening, Moroku obviously wants to tag along on this quest to take care of this pig demon. Why? Because there's ladies, and of course, Moroku can't help himself. He thinks it's a good opportunity to get some girls, and obviously Sango's not going for it. It's the classic trope you've seen a dozen times on this show, and obviously Sango is not having any of it. Which is funny because when they finally find all the women, the villagers made the right idea to put the women in the caves and essentially just keep them there, and then when Moroku comes in, he's like, oh, this is heaven, this is the jackpot. Obviously not the case. But what they decide to do to basically lure the demon out is use Kagome as bait. And I'm kind of reminded of Obi-Wan and, like, Anakin using Padme as bait to get the bounty hunter. It's like, ugh, don't do that, guys. It's like, you're using her as bait. No harm will come to her. Oh, we'll have to see about that. But obviously, the demon comes out, CHOKYUKAI I think his name is, and he comes in, wants Kagome obviously, but then Kagome recognizes something about the demon, and it's when he brings out his sidekick, who he has a monkey and a duck. And the monkey's name, I'm not kidding, is Son Goku. Yes, Goku. Like, you think Goku, what do you think of? It's over 9,000. You think of Dragon Ball Z, obviously. You think of fucking Goku. And it's not the Goku you're thinking of. It turns out this demon is part of the legendary monkey warrior mythology from China, which is what, according to Toriyama, inspired Dragon Ball. So we're talking about that Goku. Son Goku, the monkey god. And not the Saiyan. We're talking about the OG monkey god from the mythology, the Chinese mythology. So Kagome recognizes that because she does history. And so the pig is even more infatuated with Kagome, thinking, oh, this girl's perfect for me. This girl's perfect. She knows my legend. She knows the myth. I love this chick. I'm gonna fucking do something about that. So basically, he makes even more of an attempt, but then what happens is, what's funny is that InuYasha ends up, like, pushing Kagome aside, gets the tiara on him, and then he becomes, like, extremely horny, and it's really kind of creepy, but it's also very funny. This is a very funny episode. And eventually, you know, the switch happens, and then there's some pretty decent sword fights in this one. Like, InuYasha and CHOKYUKAI actually end up in, like, this scythe versus Tetsaiga's duel, and the animation's actually pretty good in this one, essentially. So kudos to the animators on this one. Honestly, I'll say this, the duck kind of reminds me of the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared Muppet. Like, it sort of reminds me of that kind of stuff. I was like, oh god, this is going to turn a very dark corner any minute now, essentially, which I find is really funny. So basically, yeah, just basically all that stuff happens. Obviously, Shippo cross-dresses because they need a distraction for the pig, and then, like, obviously, CHOKYUKAI is basically somewhat defeated, I guess, but actually, no, they don't kill him. He actually doesn't die. He just goes away. I think that's a first for the show, that the demon isn't just killed. I guess it's because he is this part of this mythology of the Son Goku mythology of China, that they have to, like, okay, well, let's not destroy that, because that, like, even Kagome's thinking, well, alter the space-time continuum. But I think it is nice that they don't do that, and then obviously it ends with a gimmick by Moroku. So what are my thoughts on this episode, 129? Again, it's okay. It's much like the last 2 episodes we just did as an arc. I think there is a lot of comedy. It is a very funny episode. It does add more to the mythology that there are not just demons in Japan, there are demons in the West, which are, you know, the China and European stuff. And that's something I always wonder about the series, is the European demons. Like, not just China, but just more of the stuff from Europe. What happens in feudal Europe in this alternate universe? That's the thing. There has been theories of whether this is feudal Japan. I like to think it's part of an alternate universe of Japan, like, or like an alternate reality, where basically when Kagome goes through, she goes to more of a universe of a past of Japan that's more fantasy-based, which is obviously what the show is. Like, InuYasha is Lord of the Rings in feudal Japan. So with that said, given that circumstance, I like to think more of the stuff from China and the European stuff is much more fantasy-based. So, you know, if you go further into Europe, there's more orcs, there's goblins, there's, you know, the dragons and all that stuff. I mean, there are dragons in this show, so that is a given that there should be more mythological creatures out there. And, you know, or more mythological powers and wizards and all that shit. So, something to kind of think about, something I would love to expand on. You might see that in a couple videos, but to the point, this episode actually add some world building that, you know, the Son Goku mythology does, you know, transition to the stuff from the West, which is funny because, you know, there are battles that took place in the West between InuYasha's father and Hyuga, which was established in the first movie. So to the point, that was nice to see that, and again, the comedy works, and the actors are great. The cast all are pretty good in this one. Is it something I'm going to remember anytime soon? Not really. It is filler, and it does sort of just get the ball going, essentially. It is a basic episode, but I liked it. It was fun. It was entertaining. I had a good time. So I'm gonna give this one a good 5 or 6. It's not as good as the last 2 arcs. I had a fun blast with that. But again, it's just good to kind of get back into the groove of things. And hopefully next time, we don't end up with any more bullshit. Let's actually try to get to the plot this time, guys. I think you've got the energy to do it. I don't know if this was catching up already with the manga that Takahashi was doing. But at the same time, it's good to get back onto it. So, again, 5 or 6 out of 10. Not the best, but it's passable. You can watch it on an afternoon, night, or whatever. So, let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comment section below. And again, don't forget to support our Patreon. Just $1 more will get you early access to all of our content, as well as other special features. We are going to be coming back much more stronger with these vlogs, and we're going to try to get these out every week. No promises, though, because we are still dealing with fatigue, and we're also still dealing with the season finale. So, until the next video, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off saying, if your pig has some sort of part of ancient Chinese mythology, check his power level, because he might end up being a legendary Super Saiyan. I don't know. Although it's funny that the Ocean dub for InuYasha did a lot of the Ocean Canadian dubs for Dragon Ball Z, which I think is hilarious. So, to the point, love you guys, see you guys later, take it easy, and we'll see you in the next episode.